Hi, welcome
Hi.
to Experience Alaya. We're the founders of Experience Alaya. Meg, that's Meg. I'm
Hi.
Ash. And we just want to talk with you a little bit today about our upcoming program, Creating Healing Connections. And we're going to talk about why it's important to create healing connections. Actually, first, what does it mean to create a healing connection in today's modern world? And why is true healing connection important? So we're just going to fit that in just a couple minutes here, but really good conversation, obviously, and I know near and dear to both of our hearts.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean, what does a healing connection mean? I'll bounce it to you, Meg, to kind of start with that because we could go in so many directions. But
Yeah, no, I feel like a healing connection is founded on true presence, being able to be present not only with someone else, but also with ourselves and with whatever it is that is coming up for us in a moment. So if we can be really present with ourselves and our situation and slow down enough to actually also then from that place see and be with another person and be able to be present with them in a way where we listen well, where we're just open to experiencing ourselves and each other in a way that is beyond sort of I don't know, beyond expectations, I think is really, really important. And to be able to listen to one another's stories and yet not be bound and limited by just the stories. So, something like that is, really true for me.
yeah, and I think it's becoming maybe increasingly more difficult in our modern world to have these deep connections because with technology and with how fast the pace of the world is moving, our attention is called in so many different directions that in my experience, I think as a society, we're actually losing some of our capacity to be present. And it's not like we have to just say, oh, bye, it's going out the door. I mean, this is really what the work we get to do as leaders and facilitators and the health and wellness and movement industry to really say like, well, wait a minute, we're not going to just say, oh, I'm so busy and you're so busy. And so here's how we're going to communicate now, but rather, hey, this is how we're going to really commit to focusing ourselves and building a quality of attention and awareness and presence so that we can really, really be with one another. And like I said, I think it's getting increasingly hard, but it doesn't have to get away from us. And I know that's what we really want to share in this training. And it's open to, and I think really geared towards not just yoga teachers, but anyone who's working with one-on-one clients or working with patients or students in a way that we're looking to build a deep relationship with one another, not just through business and, information, but like you're saying, Meg, through deep connection, through really hearing one another from a heart space and hearing one another's story and cultivating deep interest and curiosity into one another.
Yeah. Because, something that you were saying, Ash, too, is it's really hard, but it's also really essential because we have this primal need for connection as humans. Like this is our basic health and safety is in true underlying connection. So it's not a luxury that we have to just say like, oh, I'm too busy. My presence is waning, and so I'm not fostering these kinds of connections. We're seeing it all over in our world today, the destruction of ourselves and our health and the health of our families and the health of our communities, because we somehow think it's a luxury to be like, oh, I'm too busy and I can't be present and I can't connect. But underlying all of this, it's an essential primal need, and it actually affects our health. If we actually don't have very strong, healthy connections, it promotes stress response in our bodies, because we're meant as a human species to connect and to bond and to go through this world together. That's how we survive and thrive in this world. So it's not even a luxury that we can say, oh, I want to work on this or not. It's literally eating us alive, this degradation of our true connections. And so I feel like this work is super, super important for all kinds of reasons.
Yeah. I think we've all had that experience, whether we know it or not, you know, after we sit down and have a really good conversation with a friend where we really feel heard, we're like, oh, we were so in the flow, or we really felt interested in what they were saying, or we felt they were really hearing what we were saying. We actually leave that experience more filled up and more nourished and energized, versus when we realize, oh my gosh, I just was really short with that person, or I realized that when I wasn't really listening to what they said. Like, that's draining to us, you know? So it is actually like you're saying, an essential need to build our life force and to build our vitality. So
yeah, I mean, I think that there's even studies out there, I'm not looking at them right now, but we go into this a little bit in the training of like, if you don't, it's more dangerous to your health and well-being to not have good, strong human connection than it is to smoke a pack of cigarettes every day. So it's more harmful to your health to not have healing connections than it is to go out and smoke a pack of cigarettes every day. And then, I mean, the research goes on and on and on about how much we need this, not just to feel better, you know, mentally and emotionally, which that helps so much. And it makes us feel really well held in this world that's crazy and wild, but also physiologically, it has a huge impact on our health. Yeah.
And it might sound a little, not lofty, but like, yeah, this is a great idea of connection. And so what we do in this training is actually really bring it down into a practical methodology. So we're going to be giving tools and techniques and ways to work with clients, both physically, like in movement practice, through assessment, through conversation, that are going to really help you learn how to develop those connections that stay lasting, and having people return to you again and again while you're also in the space of empowering them.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be up to. It's going to be awesome.
And in the meantime, I would just recommend, like, if you want a little tidbit between now and then, just simply slow down and cultivate your capacity to listen well. I mean, and that will take you a really, really, really long way. Yeah. But that being said, I also hope to see you in April. To connect live in person would be so great.
We're going to Meg's old hometown, so.
Yeah, so excited.
Much love. Hope to see you soon.
Much love. Mwah. Bye.